Warning, the following is intended for immature adult audiences. Please do not attempt any of the stunts or activities mentioned in this podcast, future podcast, or previous podcasts. Hashtag shout out to our close family and friend Connor Mackey for signing with the Chicago Blackhawks. His dad is also a Chicago Blackhawks alumni, and the Mackeys are very close friends of the family, so congrats, buddy. If anyone knows where to get me a signed Connor Mackey mini stick, please let me know. From the East Coast to the West Coast, from Canada to Ireland, Israel to Saudi Arabia, Colombia to the cock. Often imitated, never duplicated, we are the worldwide, unedited, unfiltered Dump and Skate podcast. What's up, Beer League hockey fans and fellow dumpers, dry humpers, elite skaters to masturbators, gloves in the face to a chubby chase? I'm the podcast scheduler, social media content creator, the tourney organizer, the guy who brings the humor, laughs, and smile to your face, the broken, old, and decrepit bender, the locker room cheerleader, the hype queen, the Z- hockey player with the A-list ball busting, the meat gazer, Jeremy. It's been almost 3 weeks since I had my PR of 4 zeros, and I think I'm still hungover.
Such an idiot.
And F you, Rossi, that's my proud moment, Abdu.
What an idiot.
With me, as always, the man that makes this podcast possible by hitting one button. The right button, record. The talent of the podcast, but not on the ice. The most loyal friend and brother that'll always have your back and your front, on and off the ice, in and out of the locker room. He is the dadman. He is the guy that has that damn dog barking in the background. The team daddy sitter, Jeremy. This is what it sounds like when he's using his Bluetooth in his car howling.
What's awesome about that is the people that watch this on YouTube are going to laugh probably about as hard as I do on that
Because of the bag?
Because they're going to see the prop come in. The people that listen on Spotify are going to be so confused as to what that noise was and what's going on in Apple. So if you only listen to the podcast for this one, you're going to have to go check out the YouTube channel.
I'll make a clip.
There you go.
But it took me, at first I was going to get up and walk to the other end of the room and say, this is what it sounds like. But I'm going to tell you, I tried that. I made a mini recording. I got up and I bit it because my couch is so low. My couch is like George's old couch. The couch is so low. It took me forever to get up off the couch and I bit it. And I'm like, well, that didn't work. So then
you should have done that. That would have been awesome.
I covered the mic like this and say, this is what it sounds like. But I thought the plastic bag was even better. I should have covered.
It's the visual. What would have been awesome is if you would have like spun the camera to track yourself walking away and then like ate it then and then just yelled from the ground. That would have been incredible.
Well, if this couch is so low, so it's like sitting. It's almost like if I had a squatty potty. My knees are almost up to my chin. So when I get up, I have to jump up. And
roll off the sofa and crawl across the floor.
The couch is like a recliner too, so that's what it's made for. So when you put the recliner up, it helps you bounce up. But I don't know. I bought this couch actually right before I moved, so it's pretty new still. But I bit it. I bit it when I went to. I'm like,
that's funny. Oh man,
totally
what
not.
is up? It is funny. What is up? Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all shapes, sizes, and flavors, welcome into your favorite beer league podcast, the one and only Dump and Skate podcast. Man, that I biffed my own intro stuff there. Yikes, that's rough. We are super excited for
that
you guys
dog
to
is
be
getting
here.
tortured.
My dogs are really excited to be here as well. What you can't see is in the background, my wife just walked through like a little like doorway I can see, because she could hear the dogs from out front and she knows we're shooting. So she just came in to try to help handle the dogs. So I appreciate my wife tremendously for doing that. I didn't ask her to do that, but that was really nice of her. So
thank you,
what's
Sarah.
up, guys? Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Big shout out. Thank you guys for listening. Oh, she's She was still in the house. I thought she went out back, so she just walked
Are you
by.
talking about me? Are you talking about me? I don't like that. I don't like
She
that.
just looked at me. So she just walked by and was like, shout out through the peace sign up in the air. She walked by the door.
Did she do it like that volleyball player? Like, shout
Pretty
out.
much 100%. Like, yeah, it was nice. It was good. I wish I had the camera that way. That'd have been awesome. So, what's up, boys and girls? We are super excited to be back with you guys. We want to finish up the Chicago Tourney, the last game. We paused last episode, didn't talk about the last game, and then you and I had some conversations off air and felt like, hey, look, there was a little bit of drama is probably the best way to put it that happened while we were in Chicago. Part of our brand is that we don't really filter and we don't hold things back. And we kind of held a lot of that back on the last podcast. And after I listened to it, I called you. I was like, hey, look, we don't necessarily need to be like ruthless about it, but we do need to talk about it. Like it happened. It was there. It was real. And so we're going to bring that to you guys. So if you're like, the tournament seemed like it was just super smooth and all just, bubblegum and roses. Not as much as you might think.
It's more like bubblegum in the hair, and then roses and the thorns stuck in your thumb.
Yeah, just no rose petals, just rose stems down your pants. So yeah, no, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, it was. There was definitely some stuff going on, kind of behind the scenes, that made things a little bit more tense at times. And again, it wouldn't be our brand if we didn't talk about those things. So we're going to talk about them today. So I don't have anything. I feel exceptionally unprepared, which is really abnormal for me. Awesome. So
that dog is
still
prepared.
a jerk. Yeah, he's ready for his prime
This
spot
is where we
today.
get the compliments, and then I get all the messages. Yo, Holland's dog was really obnoxious. Well, you have Holland's number. Text him. I don't know what you want me
Dude,
to do.
you can text me anytime. Send it to our Instagram. Abdi will forward it to me from there. He is really pissing me off. We don't really have any. I don't have any ad reads or anything really pulled and ready to go right now, so I feel a little unprepared for that. But that's okay. We'll just roll right on through all of that because we gave a huge shout out last time to all of the different people that help sponsor the podcast and stuff like that. So now Sarah's like whisper threatening the dog.
Just do what you did last time and just taser it. Get the elephant gun and put it to sleep for a little bit.
We have not tranquilizer.
We're 7 minutes in and not mentioned anything about hockey.
I mean, we talked about hockey.
All right.
You mentioned Connor Mackey.
Yeah.
Still waiting on like an autographed, any kind of
mini
memorabilia
stick
for him.
Yeah, I could really use a mini stick.
You breaking all your regular sticks?
Well, that's what I'm looking for, a custom mini stick.
Can't get any worse.
I went on ProStocksHockeySticks.com to do a custom mini stick that Connor Mackey can sign.
Awesome.
So, all right, let's talk about the last game of the tourney
talk
against the Puck and Butte girls. The Butte's Gone Mild, and I'm telling you, that was a fun game. They even said that was a fun game. Like that's the way every game should have been felt like.
So
throughout the tournament,
I definitely think that like it convinced you and I that we need to be more clear about formatting and when we do divisions and things. Would you agree with that?
I guess, but again, every rink, every city does grading differently, so you can't say like
No. That's not what I meant. What I meant was the approach to that game was way different. It wasn't. Neither team walked in like we gotta win this, except for All-Star in the last 5 seconds. Other than that, nobody approached it like we gotta win this, like win or die.
There was no skin on the game, so
not really. I mean, but it was still. I think that's part of what made it.
I'll
fun.
tell you what. If the weekend can end any way of the tournament for us, for me, playing the White Gina and Zamboner, I feel like that was the best way to end the weekend against any other team that was in our division. I feel like that was just a fun one because we started the tournament with them and we ended the tournament with them. I think that was just
I won't disagree with that. It was fun to skate with them, and I did feel a certain amount of like they had come all that way, and so you and I were very focused on making sure they had had a good trip and it was a good, tournament and all that stuff. I think I would have liked another shot at Hustlin's team just because I felt like we played really well. Like I said, that was a game I played on the back end. And so I could see kind of how we were playing it. And I thought again, as a team, I thought it was the better game, probably the best game we played all weekend. And we lost that one by 1 goal. And we talked about it last time. Like there were 2 goals that got scored late on us that were really kind of like fluky goals, the tie and the go ahead. And so I don't think those are repeatable. And I think that I felt like we could beat that team basically. And so, and again, but not in like a hyper competitive, like, oh man, these guys are a bunch of jerks or nothing like that. Just like I kind of I think we walked in the locker room after that game. The general feel was like, hey, we need to get past this next team and then we get another shot at those guys and we should get them the second time kind of thing. I think that was kind of the feel. So not that I didn't, enjoy playing the girls again, but like there's a part of me that kind of want another shot at that.
Oh, we'll get them next year.
Next year. Bring your team, Hustling. We'll put you through a brick wall next year. I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that.
I'll be sure to shoot the puck and miss that. I did that game. I did that last game, the first tournament. So, and it is good to see him and his group. And Chad Goody, great to talk to you in the crossbar. He asked me how my mom is doing, which
this is. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say thanks. That meant a lot.
So, different guy this year than last year. Like Goody was the one that flipped you up against the boards, that pissed you off pretty good, pissed me off. I kind of went on a rant on it, on the thing. We had somebody reach out and was like, hey, he's not a bad dude. So we kind of did some retracting statements. When we did the retracting statements, we had somebody else that reached out and was like, no, stick with the first one and all. And so we kind of rolled in and we're like, how's he going to react? Like, is he going to be the same kind of guy? And so I think different attitude from him this tournament, and maybe this was a better representation of who he is.
Yeah,
I don't know him.
He even asked me to play with his team. They were short some guys, and I'll tell you what, he even said, as bad as you are, and he didn't think I was that bad, but I did duff it. Like I pulled a Holland a couple times that game, but he's just like,
it's just start calling it an abdo.
we can. Well, that's fine. We'll just call it a Jeremy. All right.
A J2.
Yeah.
It's a J2. Nice J2 over there.
But yeah, it was, I got to hang out with him for, after each game and hang out with him for a little bit in the locker room or in the crossbar at the bar. Yeah. So, but yeah, it was a great time playing the Buttes. And shout out to Sexy Tom and Zamboner. Probably, I've done some stupid shit in my time, right? Bought a motorcycle when I probably shouldn't have, but it was the greatest thing I've ever done.
This is the most stupidest. Is that what you're going to tell me?
This is, let's see. This is dumber than, so when I played pond hockey. My dad built a rink in our backyard, and okay. I had an aluminum stick because they were popular when I was a peewee at the time. There was a big chunk of snow and ice on that stick, and I bit it, and it stuck to my lip stuck to it, and I had to yank it off, and I was bleeding everywhere. This is dumber than that, right? They went to Englewood at nighttime because they saw a documentary on Englewood, and they're like, we wanted to check it out. When she told me and Dane that.
Well, hang on. At dinner on Friday night is when they told us,
oh, yeah,
hey, we watched a documentary. Like, how bad is this place? And you were like, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. It's one of the top, 3 or 5, whatever, yes, worst in the country. Like, dude, they were like, we were thinking about driving. Looking at you, were like, do not do that. Like, I cannot be more sternly telling you, don't do it. And I remember them saying basically we were thinking it was a good idea, but you're saying it's not. So maybe now we're rethinking. Fast forward to Sunday, mid-morning.
What'd you guys do last night?
The morning of the last day. And yeah, there you go. And that's where you, me, and Dane are standing there, and they say,
we went to Englewood at 8:00 at night. And there are so
after
many.
They'd gone and got pizza or something. We got some pizza and drove to Englewood.
And there's so many people just walking in front of our car and walking behind our car. Yeah, you're lucky that you're able to tell this story right now because they walk in front of the car and they punch and shoot you. Oh, was it really that? Oh, giant boner! I'm telling you, when Dane said, Dane, how did you describe it? You said Dane's jaw just dropped, and
Dane, I forget the exact wording he used, but Dane was basically like, "Look, I don't know you that well, and you guys seem like smart people, but basically like." Please never ever ever do that ever again. Like I don't remember the wording that he used, but it was almost like a dad just being flabbergasted that his kid ran through like highway traffic in his underwear or something. It was one of the crazy reactions. Your reaction was about the same as what you'd heard when they were like, we were thinking about it at the restaurant 2 nights prior. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you did that. That's so crazy. Dane's was just like, I don't know. It was a mix between flabbergasted and disgusted. He just could not believe that they had done that.
And the way they described it, they're like, "Oh, there were so many people on the streets walking in front of our car, and like there wasn't even a stop sign there." Well, yeah, they were planning something. And Sexy Tom, he's in the military, and someone asked, "Oh, were you carrying?" And he's like, "No, not at all." Well, even better, even better. And then she's like, "Well, maybe they saw our military plates and they left us alone." Yeah, that's it. That's exactly what it is.
That's what they think. That's what they thought. They're like, military guys. They could take us. We're not going to mess with them. I'll bet they looked at Jackie in the front seat. We're like, nah, we don't want to test her.
Yeah, she looks like a crazy redhead. Like she looks
Yeah.
like
She'd fight us.
Either that or just she looks like she would run over us with a Zamboni. That's exactly what they're thinking. Like she's playing.
I know what they thought. She looks like a budding Zamboni entrepreneur. We should leave her alone. That's what they thought.
She's not playing with a full deck, so
Didn't mean that way. Jeez. Sorry, Jackie. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So and they were very much like, oh, it was no big deal. And Dane's reaction was like they just went through like the worst war zone in Afghanistan.
yeah.
And where they were standing there talking about it like it was like just a drive around the block. And and they kept going like it was no big deal. Like what? And I could kind of see their faces change. Like
Yes.
the more they realized
How dumb it was.
how well I still don't know if they fully realized like, hey, that was really dumb. I think what they realized is they were watching Dane's reaction to it. So Dane's reaction, I think, made them progressively begin to think like, maybe this was a really bad idea. And so again, it was almost like watching a kid in real time get scolded by their parent in front of everyone, where the kid's like, "Oh man, I just totally ran out and like I picked up this $50 bill off the counter that was sitting right like there." No, you moron, that was put there for the bartender. Like you don't just get to go pick up free money off of the bar counter. And the kid thinks he's done something really cool, and then like slowly starts looking at his feet, like, "Oh no, I really like." That was their reaction. Like they kind of were like, "Oh, all right, well we did." All right, that's our bad. Sorry. Who do we need to apologize to first? Like it was, I don't know. It was wild. It was
I feel like they
wild.
should have drove through Englewood with the windows down, listening to like country fried, like
Queen.
no, like just the most country music possible.
Some Dirks Bentley or something.
Yes.
Some Luke Bryan. No, some like
Yes.
some
Toby
terrible
Keith.
like
Dueling
some,
banjos.
Yeah, the
Some-
America. The
Yeah.
America song he did. Yeah.
yeah.
We'll put a boot in your. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
And then maybe Zamboner wears all red, and then Sexy Time wears
Oh,
all blue,
no.
all blue. So then they're both sides are
Guaranteed to
covered. Both sides are
guaranteed to
covered.
get shot at by somebody. Like guaranteed. Now you're both going to get shot at some point on your drive. Just make sure you cross at least one block. Guaranteed you'll see gunfire then.
But
Yeah, that was out of control.
yeah,
But a good last game. That was before the last game, so that set the tone for the last game.
yeah, they're like
The last game,
tough as nails.
yeah, we're totally going to win this game now.
And
They
you know
in
what?
fact did not.
No, but going into the game, like Okay, so watch our reel. It's what day, the last day. I made a whole recap of that day, and shout out to Cooch because this is probably my favorite part of the tournament in play. Cooch decided to play forward with.
How
And
did we get to that? How did he end up saying, "I'm going to go play forward"?
there's no
Did
skin
we?
on the game. This game means nothing. Let me just play
But did
forward.
we have enough? Did we have five guys playing D at that point? And he just jumped up with us.
Perino moved back, and then he moved up. I guess they just switched.
Okay.
But I mean, Cooch loves to play forward. He has no idea what he's doing. He's not conditioned for it because when he plays defense, he's always behind the red line. So me and him, it's team
Like the
chemistry.
goal line?
No, the center line.
Oh,
Be, Pete said it best. Between me and Cooch, because I don't back check to the, I just go right to the red line. Cooch plays from the red line. It's team chemistry. So
you two get confused when you cross into when you're in the defensive end. People are like, "Wait, what?"
I
When
rely on my
Rob shows up
defense.
when Rob shows up in the offensive zone, people get really confused. Like, "What are you doing here?"
I rely on my defensive play. When I see Cooch out there, I'm like, oh, I know he's got it. He's already like in the next zip code of the rink, you know?
He's down at the defensive face-off circles. We're
Yeah.
good. I can stay up here at the opponent's blue line.
So
Everything is good.
I'm playing Perino hockey, and Perino gets it. He was doing a lot of just staying behind that red line, just like me. He gets it. He knows how to play hockey, right? So, anyways, Cooch plays forward, and it's fun because when he's a defense, we don't get to shoot the breeze with him on the bench, and you go, Rob, you have no idea what you're doing at
Well,
all.
hang on. So his first shift with us, we hop out there. I think it's you, me, and him.
Yeah, he's playing
And
Chris Holland hockey.
you're like a little schoolgirl. You're like, this is going to be so much fun. I'm so excited. So I looked at Rob. I said, do you want to play center? Where do you want to play at? He's like, I don't even care. I was like, well, just tell me where you want to go. Like, I'll go everywhere. I'll go somewhere else. And he was like, well, I used to play center like in high school, like a long time ago. If I ever played before, I played center. I was like, great. You want to play center? No, I'll play left wing. I was like, okay, that's fine then. I'll play center. So we take a face off. Puck immediately goes in their zone. And I think Rob took off and the puck switches sides. So I come up the middle and Rob is coming right across my face, playing like a center would, just like blasting over to go to the puck. And I said, all right, hey, Rob, you're good. I'll hang back. You take the guy then. Like, go ahead. I'll just kind of float back in the neutral zone. Puck comes out, comes up that side of the boards. It's your side now. And so
Yeah.
I'm coming back checking as the high man in the zone, get into the zone, spin around, and Rob's literally standing right next to me all of a sudden. Like he's just right on top of me. And so I told him, I was like, push to the outside, like push over to his left. He's like, okay, good. And I was kind of pointing him to the point and dropping into like the slot myself. And I drift into the slot. The puck goes down low in our zone. I spin around and look back. That when I spin back up, Rob is standing up at the same point you are. You guys are standing 3 feet apart, and so Rob's literally like a magnet to his own teammates. And I'm thinking, go ahead.
He's like a cat or a dog that chases that little red dot laser.
The laser pointer.
Yes, I'm using this as a clip. He's just
But he
chasing
wasn't.
around.
But he wasn't chasing the puck. That was the crazy thing. That's what prompted the question when I got to the bench, because he was in the in the offensive zone. He put pressure immediately up on his side and then just followed the puck all the way across the ice. And I was like, I'm getting back so he can regroup and pick up a point. But he ended up standing next to me, and I was like, okay, he thinks he's playing defense, so he's dropping all the way low into our own zone. And that's when I was like, no, push to the point, thinking he's going to go to the point on the left side where he started. And when I spin back around and look up, you both are standing next to the same point. You're on the correct side of the ice where you started. Rob has drifted over there to you. And I didn't even say anything. I just kind of laughed and shook my head and was like, well, looks like we're playing 4-man hockey for this shift. Like I can't figure it out. So that's when we get to the bench and you heard me ask Rob
You're
what
like,
you're about
Rob,
to say.
Rob, you have no idea what you're doing. And he goes, none whatsoever. Not a clue. Not a clue.
Without hesitation.
No,
I said,
like-
you have no idea where you were going, did you? He's like, nope, not even a little bit. And I was like, jeez Louise.
That was by far. See, that's the fun in games and locker room and bench shenanigans that I like. Where it's not like, shut up, Abdu. We don't laugh on the bench now. We're trying to win a game. Or my favorite one, too. be ready for your shift. Be ready for your shift. All right. You know, I was going to make a clip of that, but then it just looked like I was just like picking on the poor guy. You know,
The poor guy. What is he, handicapped or
well,
something?
we already made a post about it. Like, get ready for your shift. I didn't want to make a recap of that. I'll do it again. I don't give a shit.
Do it again.
All right. But
It
then
was too funny. That was like I didn't hear the first one, but when I heard the second one, dude, that I was dying on that one. Was that third? Was that? No, that was an earlier.
no,
game.
it was the last game of the.
Oh, it was the last game.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
there
then
you go.
Corey. I mean, you clearly said. Well, first of all, you know, like you said, we were just rolling through the forwards. There was no line. It's like just take the first guy off and play whatever. And then he gets like I'm at the end of the line, and then he cuts to the front, and I go, really, we're just going to start cutting. Like, if you don't want to play with me, just say you don't want to play with me, but you don't have to cut to the line. And then you can see on the bench, you're like, hey, you know, you're after Abdu. And then he goes, yeah, I got it. Okay, whatever. We're talking about Andy Ponton, by the way, and I'm sure he can hear us right now talking about it. So then it's my turn to go, but he jumps. Like, he goes, and I go, really, we're going to start cutting? And then you're like, and then he goes, you got to be ready for your shift. Get out there. I'm like, dude, it's a for fun game. Like, even if we lose, we don't get anything. Like, even if we win, we don't get anything out of it. It's just, there's nothing on the line. So then I asked Berlin, how pissed off was he? Oh, man, he was just cussing up a storm. You see it on the bench. You can see him on the bench. And then literally a couple of shifts later, Corey's coming to the bench, and he goes, forward. You can hear it clearly on the live barn. Forward. And he's just sitting there playing with his passy, his little passy, you know, his pacifier, his little baba. And then Corey takes his stick and just bangs it on the boards. And then I just go, be ready for your shift. You got to be ready for your shift.
Oh,
but even before that, in between the periods, I go, hey, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to piss you off. You know, it was my shift. And he's like, he didn't like my apology. And it was a sincere apology. Like, you don't get a lot of apologies from me like that.
None.
I just said, hey, man, I'm sorry. You know,
Probably why he responded the way he did, because he felt like Abdu never apologizes. What's the ulterior motive here?
I even like tapped him. I was trying to be sincere. And then you could see, like, after I apologized, the music's playing and it's just awkward because I'm looking at him and he doesn't say anything after that. He's just like, it was so awkward.
Oh, man. Yeah. So last game was fun. Had a good time. I'm going to botch this because I can't remember the Mighty Mouse chick. What was her name? Do you remember?
Heidi?
No.
Jess?
Jess. There you go.
Where she scores her cell. That's the coldest celly, baddest celly I've ever seen.
Yeah,
that's
so
a great one.
She scored, spun around, found Perino, and like finger pointed at Perino as she skated out of the zone.
Because he was on
comical.
defense. He was on
Was he?
defense, and she got the puck from him,
Oh,
scored,
There you
scored the goal, and then pointed right at him. And I'm like,
Good for
that
her.
is, Jess, you're a beauty for that. And then I go, that's a badass celly. And she goes, I don't even know what that means. Yeah,
Awesome.
because I said it a few times. I go, that celly was awesome. That's a great celly. And then, like, in between periods or at a slow part, she goes, I don't even know what that means.
They
You know,
don't.
your
I feel like there's a
celebration.
lot of hockey terminology that they don't understand,
You're right.
or that
probably.
they use different terminology.
Wow.
Because we established when we had them on, they didn't understand what
Breezers,
tendon guard was.
guards.
They call them breezers, which I've heard before, but that's a, I don't know, that's a, I'll give them a pass on the breezers because I've heard it, but I've always, like, again, pants, they've been pants for a long time. And so maybe Selly's a new one for them.
No, that's like legit
I feel
hockey.
like it should be
hockey
normal
link. Yeah.
vernacular in the hockey world.
But you know what? I don't mean this in a disrespectful way. Girls don't pick up on hockey lingo like guys do.
there it
you
is.
know.
That's my sexist podcast partner, everyone.
That
Jeremy
is
Abdu.
not sexist. That
Jeremy
is not,
Abdu doesn't like women at all.
it's so true. I love boys.
was
I
gonna
love
say-
boys.
Oh, could you just
Lady
say
boys.
men? Now you got to
Lady
go
boys.
with. Oh my gosh.
Lady boys.
Oh man. So yeah, they were a blast. No, Heidi was fun as well. Heidi's the one that I think MF'd me in the first game, was like, you got to try in the draw. And I was like, Heidi, I'm not completely out of breath. I can't stand up. And so Jess got me like 100 times in a row on draws in the last game.
Because
And
she's so low to the ground, she's
I
already
got
there.
really irritated. And so I nearly knocked her stick clean out of her hand finally on one draw, and then felt kind of crappy about it. But I was like, I mean, I won it, so it was okay. And so, but yeah, they were a lot of fun to play against. I think that, and Jenna kind of told us some of this before we got down there. Like, they have a pocket that travels with them too,
Yeah.
that can get really competitive, that want to win, and they get frustrated when they're not winning or frustrated when they're losing. But it was a lot of fun because there was a good group of them as well, that we had kind of gotten to know over the weekend, that also understood, like, hey, this is a for fun game, and we just kind of cut up a lot. I mean, I think Jackie tried to sleuth at me at one point.
Oh, yeah, there's
just
one.
for fun.
I hit her boob on accident. And then it just turned into a whole boob thing. I was like, touch my boob. You touched my boob. And it turned into a whole boob thing. And then there were two brunettes. I don't know your names. I'm sorry. There was one that I had friendly banter with, And then from behind, they both had ponytails. I yanked a ponytail. The ponytail, and it was the wrong chick. And she looked...
What an idiot.
Yeah. And... I wonder if the clip is still. I'll go watch it again. But
You'll have to go find it.
I yanked her jersey and her hair, ponytail, and she looked at me, and she just looked at me like, "You piece of shit. What's your problem?" I'm so sorry. She turned around and like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's like, when you see somebody, they look like somebody, like, "Oh, hey,"
and you go over and like pull their hair. No, yeah, I don't do that. I see people, you idiot.
No, but it was like the complete wrong person. I go to the bench. I go, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought it was her. And then she's like, "You apologize enough. Get the F away from me." So that's the look I got.
Did she really say that?
She didn't say that, but that's the look I got. She was like, "I'm tired of you apologizing. Like, leave me alone." Yeah. I'll go back and watch it and try to find it.
That is hilarious.
That means I got to sit there and watch the live barn again. So
I can't believe you tried to pull somebody's hair.
It wasn't like a pull. I was just trying to, like, they were faster than me, so I just tried to grab them and slow them down. Not like yank their. I just tried to grab their jersey and I got their ponytail. Yeah. And then she turned around and I'm like, I go, "Oh shit!" I go, "Well, yeah, that's not like
sexual harassment, Abdu."
Go ahead, Dwight. Send me the email. I already got it.
We're gonna have to remove you from the tournament director chair because you're abusing women that are playing in the tournament.
Look, it was a complete accident, and she understood.
I totally meant to sexually harass that female, not you. It's okay.
It is not sexual harassment, and just for me to be labeled in that sentence, it's not true. It is not true. It would be different if it was a guy with a ponytail. Yes, that would make more sense if it was harassment.
Lindsay, if Zach is listening and you're not, Zach, we're going to need you to go get Lindsay at this point. Lindsay, you need to reach out to me. I think we might have a class action type thing going on here where we can get Abdu with the multiple layered lawsuit here. I think we can get squeeze a little bit of money out of this guy.
No, again, she was faster than me. I just tried to grab her jersey to slow her down. I got the ponytail and the jersey, and I yanked her, and then she pretty much told me to go F myself, which I deserved.
Which tracks with most of your interactions with females anyways. So,
well, thanks. You just helped my dating life right there. Apparently we like boys and girls.
You abuse women.
Yes. Great.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't worry, guys. My friend Jeremy Abdu does not actually abuse women, just if they're wearing hockey equipment. Then he abuses.
That's just a weird role play that I'm into.
It's just a weird
pretend like you're a better hockey. Well, don't pretend.
He likes the smell.
Oh, Jesus.
Of the gear.
Okay,
Relax, guy. Relax, my guy.
All right, let's get to the behind the scenes bullshit.
The potatoes and meat. All right, so
the potatoes and meat.
Potatoes and meat, yeah. So last year everything went pretty smoothly and pretty well. I don't think there was a lot of issues, but we did talk a little bit about, and I think we talked about it on the podcast, that for the first time last year, a guy named Julian Perino had traveled with us, and one of the things that kind of rubbed me a little bit wrong was the first time he'd skated with kind of our like core original group. he had actually traveled previously last year to New Jersey, which is kind of the area he's from. I think he's originally from Connecticut, but he traveled back up there with Pete and Rob, and I think Grant and Andy, maybe, and then a handful of buddies of Pete, and they played in a tournament there. So Perino was familiar with about half of our group, but not the whole group. And he's a young kid and kind of a dopey dope a little bit. He does some dumb things. And so that was the rep he had coming in last year. And if you've been around our team, like our group has kind of a playlist that we've developed that a lot of the guys is way more like funny, like pregame stuff. It's not so much like, get in the mood to like go crush skulls or whatever. It's like loosens the guys up. The guys have a good time laughing about it.
Makes people laugh. It loosens, like you said, loosens
there you go. A
balls
lot of guys,
on my jaw. Corey.
A lot of guys have kind of their favorite song, that rolls through there and all. And so anyways, so we've got this playlist that we usually play every time when we travel, kind of as our little Zeros travel group, right? Now, again, the group's been modifying since we started doing this, so we don't have anywhere near the original guys in there. And so last year when we got there, Perino had got in the locker room because you and I were doing tournament stuff last year ahead of you, plugged in or connected his phone to the Bluetooth and was playing kind of what you and I described like an imitation version of what we would normally listen to. So it was like songs that were trying to mimic it, but it were things that were not the exact list. And so I think you made a comment to the effect of like, hey, like you don't do the music like I do that. And he wasn't rude or anything about it, but he was basically like, no, I can do it. It's fine. Like I'm good, whatever. And so it irritated me. And I looked at him and pretty forcefully was like, turn your crap off. That's not your thing. Like you're the new guy. Right. And so I think he did. I think he disconnected, you connected, whatever, and it was fine. But I didn't feel real great about that because I felt like, man, I don't know, that put a weird. I could have handled that better.
The vibe was just set right there.
Again, this was last year. Like
right? Yeah.
I felt like that I could have looked at him like, hey man, look, like that's his thing. Like this is what we listen to. Like I get it. You run the thing where in other locker rooms like this one we're doing this. Just be a part of that. Don't try to buck that trend kind of deal. I could have done things differently there. Right? So that was last year. Other than that, everything was fine. There were no real issues. We gave him a hard time for making some stupid comment when we went out to dinner one night because it was a really weird, like
it was a nice dinner, weird comment.
Weird comment. And it was universally mocked at the table for how goofy and stupid it was. Like it just was a weird comment. So anyway,
right.
So all that was last year, not that big a deal. Fast forward to this year, and I had a pretty tense interaction with him during, I don't even remember what month, but several months before we gone, probably back in February, if I had to guess, January, February, because it was before we went to Alabama and played. And he was playing in some
pickups,
like pickup stuff that we had organized for some of the guys. He was playing in some levels or in some divisions that he didn't need to play in necessarily. And he was standing out, and there were guys on the bench that I was on that complained. So I addressed him. I was like, hey, you probably need to relax a little there, guys complaining. And I got frustrated because rather than saying, hey, look, yeah, that's my bad. I'll pass the buck more or whatever. He basically was like, well, no guy over here is complaining. Like, I don't see any problems over here. And it just came off as a little arrogant. And I kind of have to answer to a lot of the guys in the league because a lot of those guys are aware that I organize stuff. So he kind of did some stuff later, same little skate or whatever. And I kind of lost my cool again. Like just kind of yelled at him or whatever. And again, same kind of thing. It just got really tense after that. And that may have been the same day that I was messing with him about doing something to his car. And so all that to say, Perino's kind of been a guy that we've picked at steadily. And again, nothing where we've been tried to be like we never took his like skates and took a dump and everything ridiculous, but like pulled the steel out of his skates or like unlaced a skate or whatever. Again, just good natured stuff. Like we're just messing with people. Same kind of thing we've messed with other guys.
Rookie hazing, if you will.
A little bit of that, yeah. And so he started kind of reacting more and more like really angry about that stuff and all. And so all of that kind of led up to his and I interaction before we got to Alabama. It bothered me. You kind of told me, hey, it was a topic on the bus ride. So we got to Alabama. I was like, I wasn't planning on talking to him about it until we kind of got back home. But I was like, you know what? I'm not one to let stuff just sit. Like if I've done something wrong, I will try to own that as best I can. And so I went on the ice before one of our skates and skated. He was already out there. I skated over to him. I was like, "Hey, look, man, we need to talk about what happened back in Savannah." And he kind of blew it off. And I said, "No, seriously, just stop for a second. I didn't need to come at you like that. Not the best way for me to handle stuff. Like this is where I was coming from. This is why I, approached it the way I approached it. And basically, I'm not mad at you or anything like that. And I definitely shouldn't have, barked at you like I did. I should have handled it a different way, kind of thing." And he was like, "It's all good. It's water under the bridge." And I was like, "Well, there he was still kind of brushing it off, I think, a little bit. And I wanted him to kind of stop and listen and be like, 'Hey, look, this is serious to me. I need you to understand that I'm kind of owning I made a mistake there. I need you to understand why I was frustrated, that kind of." So felt like everything was fine there. The rest of the trip was fine with him and between whatever else, right? No big issues. And so fast forward, now we land in Chicago. And you and I have talked a pretty good bit about this. You're not his biggest fan because kind of some of his, I would call it like somewhat immature and childish behavior still. And I don't mean like he runs around like, and does like childish things. He does stuff that is like immature or even a little like overly arrogant about stuff. Things that are just kind of like, man, like don't act that way. Like just nobody else in this group acts, overly arrogant or whatever. Like just kind of gel with the general behavior of the group, basically. And he sticks out a little bit of that primarily when we're around hockey. Not so bad like when we're out in public. Like it's not like he's acts like a buffoon or something out in public. It's really mostly centered around hockey. I didn't think he did anything really stupid out in public. If we were at the rink centered around hockey, that's where some of the like.
No, but there's been dinners where he
before, but not. But I'm saying in Chicago, like
oh
there
in
wasn't
Chicago,
anything,
yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, last year, yeah, I get it. That was a really dumb.
Well, even
last
when
year.
you guys went to wherever you went when you were in the A-League tournament, there was like some out of the rink issue.
Yeah.
So
that was a that.
So
that's
I'm just saying.
too.
I'm just
That-
saying it carries.
that- Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's way more prevalent though, like around hockey, right?
Yeah.
And so basically, first day, first game, we walk in the locker room, boom, he's running the speaker. And I immediately flash back. I'm like, I'm not yelling at the guy. Like, I'm not going to make it like that. And it's totally different music than what we would normally listen to.
It's not even like, it's almost like music that it's not upbeat music. It almost makes you want to like find a skate blade that's rusty and then just like maybe circumcise yourself. It's just like, okay.
It was very much like it was like heavy metal.
Gore. It reminded me of Gore.
It wasn't even heavy metal. It was I don't know. It was like scream
Yes,
music,
like
whatever
Gore.
they call it. Yeah, there you go. So there was some of that. I mean, there was different. It wasn't one single genre of stuff.
No.
But yeah, it was definitely not something I would normally listen to like get ready for a game, even when I was playing.
And I didn't
competitively.
fuss. The only thing that I fussed about was
And you didn't look. Let's be fair. You didn't fuss about what you're.
I just let it. I let it be. I let it be. And then a whole song would not play. It would be like it's one of my pet peeves when you're on a road trip. You listen to half a song, hit next. Listen to half a song, hit next. Listen to half a song, hit next. And I go, hey bud, can we just let a full song play? And he just gives me the fuck you, Abdu. And I'm like, all right.
And it was like, it wasn't mild. It was super aggressive. And I heard it because he was sitting across the locker room from me. And I don't remember if I responded to that. But that, again, rubbed me the wrong way. It was a little frustrating to kind of hear that come out like that
way it did.
aggressively.
Yes.
The puck hasn't even dropped. Like we're just in the locker room.
First game.
And I didn't know what you had said. Now, again, I will put this giant asterisk next to it. Perino's well aware that you're not his biggest fan. And you're well aware that Perino's not your biggest fan. So there's already tension between the two of you. So I don't think that he's reacting just like randomly, like, I'm just angry at the world, blah, blah, whatever.
No, but I didn't single him out or anything
Correct.
like that. I just said let
yeah.
a full song play. It wasn't
I didn't
like
think. What I'm saying is, I didn't think you did anything wrong by saying, "Hey, let the song play." But I can understand he's already coming into the situation with some preconceived feelings and notions about
all right.
you. In the same way that you come into the room with some preconceived notions and feelings about him. Like there's already feelings going on. I'm not excusing that reaction. Like that's still wrong, but it's not like it was just random.
But in a
That makes sense.
situation like that, that sets me off, and then it carries
Correct.
on. It carries on into the game,
To the actual
you know.
game. Correct.
And look, I'm gonna say this. I said this a little bit before on the last podcast. I'm gonna say it again. I work really hard and a lot on these tournaments to get things running smoothly. It's not like I just schedule it and then I let things fall into place. Like I'm on the phone a couple times a week with Chelios. I'm on the phone with captains and players and other people behind the scenes. So I Alabama and this one, I worked really hard to get things rolling and make sure everyone has a good time. So while everyone else can just sit there and cuss me out and treat me like a bag of dicks, and there's only a few of you guys that are out there that do it, but I really appreciate you guys just having a good time while I do all the work. So you can just call me a heavyweight and tell me I suck. So appreciate it, guys. Can't wait for the next one while I start working on it now.
So there is again. So there's emotional reactions on both sides of what's going on. Like I totally get that. So we get the big fu in the locker room. That's again hyper
That's just
aggressive.
one of a couple on game
Yeah,
one.
you get this hyper aggressive fu in the locker room. We get on the ice. There had been some there was some frustration on your part because the way we'd structured a few things, like part of what you and I were hoping was like, hey, we'll get to play with some different guys, like Dane was skating, and the way some things got kind of moved around was, well, Dane's not going to get to skate with you a whole bunch, kind of deal, and so there was frustration with that kind of deal, and so we get out there, we get going in the first game, and I don't remember what happened, but you were beaking at him pretty good at Perino.
It wasn't just him. It was
The whole first line.
because they are very clear that I'm quote unquote dead weight and they're better than me. So I'm gonna point out their mistakes because they're so
There
quick
you
to
go.
point out my
So
mistakes.
so our ones were very vocal about the fact that they felt like, hey, the twos are not pulling their weight. The twos are not doing good enough. And they were essentially on the bench just grumbling about stuff, right? Very frustrating when you're traveling with a group of guys. So game one, there's this weird tension between the ones and the twos, if you will, right? It just, again, it's abnormal. It's not something we've ever really dealt with a ton. Like we got a glimpse of it a little bit in Alabama. That's a whole nother animal, in my opinion. This is different. This is a beer league tournament. This is, to me, a bit different feel when guys are, oh, these guys can't pull their weight in a beer league tournament, right? And so that stuff's going on. And so, yeah, you might have been an equal opportunity chirper, but you were
it wasn't a chirp like I say, like I'm having a good time chirp. I was making
no,
digs. I was making
yes,
digs.
100%. These were aggressive. You can say that you were attempting to evenly distribute them. If we had a scale, they were leaning pretty heavily in the direction of Perino because, and remember this. It's a couple points. I looked at you just like, hey, like, relax a little. Like, I get it. I know there's some frustration here, but like, take a breath and a beat here off of it. Like, every word out of your mouth doesn't have to necessarily be like some sort of a shot
Hey, we were
at.
mic'd up that game and I listened to
We
it.
were, yeah, yeah,
I'll put some of that
yeah.
stuff up.
There you go.
But I listened to it and
So I don't remember what happened, but something happened where you beaked at him and you got another off.
Shut
It
the
wasn't
fuck
that.
up. It was
It's
like,
not
oh,
that. He kept telling you to F off.
oh, you're right because I did say that in our recap too.
Yeah,
He
and
told me to
so
fuck off.
I when he did that on the ice, like the one in the locker room was irritating, but I let it sit because I didn't know the full context. Whatever was happening on the ice, and Ren, I can't really remember what you said, but whatever you said to me, the F off was a pretty strong like way overkill reaction. Like he could have told you to get lost or whatever. Like the F off was just like, again, super aggressive, like almost like a I hate you type statement, right? And so that's where you remember me. I don't remember what I said, but it was like, hey, look, if you don't like it, take your stuff off, go to the locker room and leave.
You
Like,
went
just,
real dad mode. No, no, none of that. We won't have any of that. If you're
yeah.
gonna be like that, get off the ice.
Yeah, because
It's,
I don't have any, and it was not quite as calm as what you said. Like I met his f off was met from me with the same kind of tone, right? And so I just wasn't a big fan of like there doesn't need to be tension on our bench in the locker room when we're playing a tournament. That's never what we've had. And so this was all of a sudden a little bit different, right? And so we get through the first game, we win, so the locker room's fine. There's no big deal. After that, we roll into the day two. We end up losing those two games, and I don't think there was. Again, I don't really remember. I was playing D in the second game, so I didn't hear a ton of stuff. But I think it was the same kind of thing. It was the same kind of twos can't pull their weight. Like we're the only reason we're even scoring goals, and the twos are just giving up goals. It's just this kind of constant like we're only losing because these guys suck kind of thing. Again, that may be partially true, but we've never been a group of guys that just sat around and pointed fingers at
well,
like it's those guys' fault.
well, here's the other thing. They might single me out. They might single your brother had a bad game too,
He
bad
had a
tournament.
bad weekend. He had a bad his
Yes,
whole weekend. He did not play good, and he definitely got his fair share of guys jumping on his case and mouthing off about him. And he ain't
but
the
there are
thickest skinned
other
individual for sure.
there are other people that are as bad or if not worse, and they
There are
will
other guys who have bad games or who don't play up to
and they will
their
not
standard.
say a word. I think it's just
Not to the level that they do to
I
you
don't
or to
know, man. I'm
Chris.
just saying I've never heard some of the negativity towards some other people. You know,
That's fair. Like I said, I think there are guys that they either give a complete pass on or they just go way lighter on.
well, that's fine, and we are for the listeners that aren't part of the team or don't know our team. We are keeping names out on purpose. We don't want to. Well, some names.
Because we are friends with all of these
Yes.
guys. And
Yes.
so we love all these guys. And what's frustrating is here again, Abdu and I have come from a standpoint of I don't ever want to play hockey and just walk around and point the finger and be like, not with a group that I travel with, right? It's different if I'm put on a team in a house league and like there's clearly a guy that's like doesn't belong in the league or whatever. Like that's a whole different conversation. When we're going to play in a beer league tournament, a big part of why we go is to have a good time with the guys that we enjoy spending time with.
That's
Get
what
to play
Nashville
hockey
was.
with them, right? Get to play hockey with them. Yes, we want to win. Yes, we have certain guys in our group that are like hyper competitive. But at the end of the day, we want to have a good time. We want to have fun. We enjoy the locker room. We enjoy being on the ice and cutting up with each other, giving guys a hard time when they can't just tap a puck into an empty net or when they fall over at center ice or whatever else stupid happens. Like just being with the guys and right. And so it just felt like at this tournament, all of a sudden, it was we're not going to be a competitive team if we don't get rid of XYZ or if this person doesn't play better, like we can't be competitive. And that's just a different tone. And like Abdu's saying, it's not equally distributed. It really, this tournament seemed to like hammer down on you and Chris. And I didn't even hear a ton said about you. Chris had a bad weekend and Chris took a ton of heat for how bad he played. And again, it's not just like, hey, buddy, you got to do better. It's a whole bunch of mumbling on the bench
Well, then
about a
here's
guy that starts to drift down towards him.
well the phone call with Dane in the locker room, and someone made a phone call saying Dane sucks. That is
Yeah.
ridiculous. That's bullshit. Dane is my friend. I'll take a bullet for him. I know I say that about a lot of people, but that's just how much I love my friends. But that was unnecessary. And look, Dane has feelings. Dane's my friend. I want originally
Dane wasn't in the locker room
no,
when
but
that
Dane
was
was
said.
there to hear it.
No, he wasn't.
He
Dane was
said he
not in the locker room when that was said. He did not. The only reason he knew anything about that was because Christopher brought it up.
All right. Well, I was under the impression that the phone call was
No.
made with Dane in there.
No.
Well, either way, that's unnecessary. And it got to the point where there was during the game, he's like, again, it just sucks that I'm scoring all the goals. It sucks that I'm carrying all the weight. And Dane did not say that. But Dane had a hat trick in one of the games, and he goes, I had a hat trick. I had a really sick goal. I've never been so depressed in my life. you know?
Yeah. So this whole thing kind of got to a crescendo, like a peak here, after we played the kid the ab
Ad boo,
boos,
ad boo
the ad
bitches.
boos bees. Yeah, when we played them, we were all a bit frustrated because that felt like a raw deal. Like those kids shouldn't have been in the division we were playing in, and it just kind of tilted the ice pretty considerably. And again, I'll admit, the second line struggled against those two kids or three kids, whatever, however many there were. Like it was just hard for us to keep pace with them. Period, plain and simple. And so the whole team was a little frustrated with that. That was another game where Christopher had played again really, really poorly, and I think he kind of got sick of hearing it, and so I
He
went in
was
the locker
checked
room
out. He was checked
afterwards.
out.
Yeah, I went in the locker room afterwards, and when I got in the locker room, I mean, it was just the mopiest vibe I've ever felt in our whole locker room. Just everybody, I mean,
That's when you told me don't go in there, Abdu.
well, it felt like we had just played and lost Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah.
Mind you, we're at a beer league tournament, and
And it was sushi night.
this is just the vibe of everything in there. Like win or lose, like we've been frustrated for moments, but like I remember in Nashville, we needed to beat that Canadian team. We didn't. We felt like we should have been more competitive with them. We didn't do that at all. It was a tough game. Pete took a run at their really big dirty player, right? We get in the locker room and everybody's a little frustrated, but within 5 minutes we're doing kangaroo court. We're cutting up and like we're laughing all over again, and it's okay. We're good. We're over it. We're fine. We're moving on. And this did not have that feel at all. Like this was just like, we're never going to get over this loss. Like that was the feel. So I walked in, peeled off a little bit of stuff, and immediately walked back out of the locker room. I was like, I just don't want to sit in here and with like the depressos and just, cry about it. And maybe they weren't doing that. Maybe I'm just misreading it, but it just was a bad, sad vibe. I caught you on the bench. You were on Vinay's bench, and you
I
were
just
like,
wanted
hey,
to know what it was like to be on a winning team and
there you
just
go.
be part of a championship team. Shout out to the Ad Boo bitches in the Abdu division and Vinay's team, the Bald Eagles in the A division, winning the championships.
So you were like, hey, I was like, hey, I would not, I wouldn't go in there. I was like, it's just bad vibes. Like, just don't go in there. And so you ended up going in there anyways. I went all the way out to the pro shop and sat down. Dane was in the pro shop as well because Dane had gotten the same feel I did. He was like, it's not good vibes. Let's just chill for a minute. Let whatever's going on like cool off and like we'll be good. What I find out later is that, and I don't really know all of the details on it. I think, were you in there for the whole thing?
Yeah, because
So
I
you
had a
kinda-
little
so
bit
you
of
can tell this
banter.
part.
I don't remember because that's when the zero started kicking.
Jeez Louise.
So I had a little bit of banter with Perino, and he goes, I'm good. I'm good. And that's, you know,
Chris-
I couldn't tell you what happened. And then Chris
apparently
got into it.
chimed in and
Yeah.
got into it with him. And
After
basically started,
I did, like Chris
Right.
kind of had my back.
and it didn't sound like anything you said was too bad. That you kind of barked at him a little bit, and then it was flat, and then Christopher all of a sudden escalated it. And I think Chris escalating it was all tied to he was kind of sick of hearing it about how bad he'd play all weekend. I think he was also kind of fed up with the whole, and he could feel it, the ones are better than everybody kind of thing. And so I think he just had enough of it and essentially barked at Perino and he made some kind of comment like,
I'm scoring all the goals. I'm carrying the weight.
he said something, and Perino was like, I can play him whatever. Because I guess somebody thought we were in the lowest division and something to that. And so Chris barked back at him at some point about like, then go play in the NHL hotshot or something like that. Just like, again, just escalated it. I told you then, and I would tell Christopher to his face, like, what are we doing here? Like, why are we getting, there's no reason, like, we can be irritated about a loss. We can even be irritated with each other, but like getting to a screaming match in the locker room is one of the stupidest things I've ever heard of in a beer league level. Like that's just dumb. Like there's just no reason to do that. It's just stupid. Like I said, Christopher was all in his feels. I think he knew he didn't play good. I think he was also a little tired of some of the tension. And so he reacted, just really goes in on Perino. And again, I don't agree with that at all. Not the time or place to do it. Perino kind of barks back at him and tells him basically Christopher's a nobody from nowhere kind of deal. Christopher basically tells him to go kick rocks, that he'd rather be a nobody from nowhere than whatever Perino is. What again, I don't even know. But it turned into like middle school, I can lift more weights than you. Well, no, I can push this rock farther down the road than you. Like just dumb stuff that here again has no business in the locker room whatsoever, right? And so it just jacks the feel up for everything. Like it just
And it was sushi night.
it was sushi night.
Not Nobu sushi night.
You don't
but
really remember any of this tension once you got out of the locker room because you were 4-0 to the wind. And
in less than an hour too, I guess I was told too.
you were 0
They do
to
go down smoothly.
4 million in about 15 minutes.
I want to try the lemon lime one too.
By the time we left the rink, you were like, "Let's go to the rink, or let's go to the sushi place. Everybody's good."
I didn't say it like that. I said, "Hey, Holland, do you want to suck my dick in the elevator?"
You did say that. We had to pry you out of the I forget their names. Crap. The girls that came in.
Jen.
The girls that came and saw you. Jen and
Tracy and her sister.
Right.
Lisa.
So they were sitting in the bar and they'd come and watch the last game that day. And we had to basically pry you away from them because every time we tried to walk out, you kept going back in. And so Dane and I got you outside. We get in the car. You're all over the map the whole ride there. We get to the restaurant, and you're like, "I'm going to say something about the argument." I was like, "No, you're not. Please don't be another moron." So we got you, and I don't even think you knew what you were doing. You were just like, "I'm going to talk about it." And so dinner was fine. Christopher decided he didn't want to go to dinner. He doesn't even like sushi anyways, and they didn't have the hot rocks. Night. So it worked out fine.
They went to Kentucky Fried Chicken. Finger looking good.
Yeah, there you go. So Chris bailed out of that. Pack even looked at me at one point. He was like, "Hey, Chris didn't want to be here." I was like, "He didn't really do sushi." He's like, "Well, is it like the locker room stuff?" I was like, "It's probably a little bit of that too." And Pack looked at me. He's like, "That's fair." So even Pack, I think, was acknowledging.
He picked up on it. Well, there was a lot of whispering going on after that.
Yeah, there's some tension and there's frustrations and all and things like that. And so, hey, look, we got home. We called some of the guys. Like I reached out to Rob. I was like, "Hey, Rob, like there's this tension. It's uncomfortable."
We got home from the tournament, not from
correct. Yeah. So we finished the tournament out and played the last game. Tension was still there in the last game a little bit, but everybody kind of relaxed. I think everybody rolled in and realized like it doesn't mean anything, right? And so we got asked some questions about like how do we make the team and things like that and all. And so a lot of the reason why guys are on the team is it's not necessarily that like everybody has a group vote and we all put one guy or another guy on. We're all kind of collectively friends with one another, but to varying degrees. So like you and I are really, really close, right? Obviously anything happens, like I'm going to go to bat for you hands down.
And I'll throw you under the bus as soon as I get a chance.
There you go. Rob and Pete and I are close, but not as close as you and I are, right? And so here again, like,
and it's not clicks. It's not clicks. We're still close.
We're still
but
friends
some people are closer than others.
Correct. So like Rob and Pete are closer. Rob and Pete's relationship is a lot like your and my relationship.
Yes.
Right. And so, but here again, like the four of us are all good friends. Like I've known Andy for probably a decade now, right? So Andy and I are close. Andy's got his own, weird quirks and all. He gets angry about stuff. He gets super intense. He basically has an on and off switch. That's it. There is no, if you're like, "Hey, dial it back to 50, like he doesn't have a dial.
You gave him props for the weekend, and some people.
And apparently, I was told that was wrong. But I will hold by what I said. I thought he played fine.
Berlin, come on into the chat.
Yeah, there you go. So everybody, it's not like hey, we vote on it, or like you and me make the decision of who is or isn't on the team, right? And so we got asked basically like, "Hey, if Perino is a frustration or whatever, like why is he in the room?" Well, Perino is friends with several of the guys, right? He's gotten closer to Rob, Pete, and Ponton over the last year because they all collectively played GSU hockey. And so I don't know that I would necessarily vote guys in or out. That's not how I would do anything. But we invite guys to come with us if they're friends with someone in the group. And I think Dane knew you. So that's why Dane got the invite to come. We had a kid on the team named Owen. Owen has skated with the guys a little bit during the summer, but they know Owen because Owen's going to play GSU. He's not really friends with anybody in the group. So our group is kind of an amalgamation of guys. Like there's not really a rhyme or reason. But what it originally kind of started as was kind of sort of what it is now. Like there were a handful of guys that were really tight. And then when we made the first Nashville trip, I think Rob was like, we'll bring like he added Grant into the group and somebody else, and you didn't even know Grant that well.
Because I had some of my Chicago guys, and then we were just, it was like a combination, and it turned into this.
Right. So the group kind of became like, hey, we'll invite these guys. And what was phenomenal about Nashville was like, Grant's the same weird that you and Pete are. And so
wait a second. We are not weird. You're the one you're the weird one. Me, Pete, Grant are probably the most normal. I feel like Cooch is starting to come out of his shell.
I don't know. Packard is too. Packard's your kind of people weird. Yeah.
What do you mean you people? Like your kind of people?
Your kind of people.
Yeah. What do you mean by that? Yeah, but weird. Cooch is still.
Cooch still thinks you guys are a little weird. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I made a couple. I talked to him on the phone today. Made a couple light in the loafer jokes, and
he was like, "Don't do that."
No, strippers only, female. Okay, you're the one that had a dream about Holland last night, not me.
You did. I'll be just beating the crap out of him, but yeah, you did. So, anyways, yeah. So the group is what it is because guys are close with different guys, right? And so. But this was the first tournament where it felt like, hey, there's like a pocket of guys here and a pocket of guys here. And it was super uncomfortable. We didn't like it. And it's never happened like that before. And the hope and the goal is that it doesn't happen again. And you and I talked. We're like, hey, look, and this is one of the things we did. We went to Rob and we're like, hey, this was uncomfortable. Rob admitted like, hey, yeah, no, obviously, like I felt the same thing. And Rob and I talked through some of that. And I was like, hey, kind of what you said, like Abdu puts a lot of effort in these things and it's not okay for anybody in the group. It doesn't really matter who. It's not okay for anybody in the group to dump on him. Like there's just too much effort done in that. Like there's no, we don't have any delusions about like what sort of hockey players we each are. Like, I don't think I'm something special. You don't think you're something special. We're both well aware of like where we're at in our playing careers. And a big part of what we want to do is have fun. And I think what we figured out this weekend that created all the tension was there are some guys in this group that still, again, and we'll mock and make fun of them because, that's what we would do. But like, they still think like they are super competitive. Like they're going somewhere. And I don't mean that like people are going to hear this and be like, oh, you're just picking up Perino. I'm not. It's not just Perino. Like Perino takes his lumps, right? Like 100%. Like
he's going around bragging and telling everyone that he plays in the Fed. All right. So if you're going to do that, then you're going to have to own that up.
You got to wear some of that too. I agree wholeheartedly with that. But what I want to be clear is I'm not just picking on him. Like we have several guys that are like, we want to play competitive. We want to go. Basically, it's win or die. And so when we got back and had some conversations with Rob, we were like, hey, look, we probably need to do something where like we can have a group of guys travel that just have fun, right? And if you travel with that group of guys, you're having fun. Like that's the point. But if we have guys that are playing with us, they just really can't handle not winning, or they can't handle being not the best team in the group, or like not being the most competitive, then we need to let them build a team of guys that are just the most competitive and sort of things like that. And it's going to be the best thing for all of us to remain friends and to not start getting more and more, because it's going to happen where we're going to get frustrated with those guys for coming into a tournament and be like, if we don't win, this is a total waste of time, right? And they're going to get frustrated with us for walking in and being like, hey, we're just here to have a good time. We want to go play hockey and hang out with our boys.
Yeah, with our units hanging out, and then everyone else is doing smelling salt and, all of that. So
there you go. Yeah. So it was, there was definitely tension. I think we got out of the weekend, we recognized like, hey, and you and I talked about this, like there's blame to be shared all around. I've been very open about Christopher had no business doing what he did. Like he played bad. The guys don't need to bag him the whole weekend. It doesn't make, Pack had some of the best takes on it, right? Like I look, I'll openly say Pack was playing like a bag of wet socks for a while. Like it was not pretty. Like we played a couple, he was rough in Greenville.
He even said to me, hey, look, I need you to help me with some workouts and get me back into shape. And then he goes, I guess the first thing I should do is probably get a gym membership. And I go, when you do that, you come reach out to me first, all right? Because I can't,
So
But yeah, he admittedly said he's just out of shape.
yeah,
It
so
was a nice shape of a circle.
it's a shape. He had not played particularly well in Greenville, but I didn't dog him out about it, right? And so he played better here this weekend. I thought Packard played much better, much more to the standard that I kind of had gotten accustomed to Pack playing, right? And so Chris had a bad weekend, right? And I think Pack had some of the best take on it. Like, hey, look, like you don't dog the guy. You're not gonna. I think he said something at one point like, hey, you got to do like, oh, because I was saying something to Chris about it, and Packard was like, hey, positive parenting,
Positive
Colin, positive
reinforcements.
parenting.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, you got to be a positive parent. And so Pack was trying to lighten the mood a little bit because here again, like Pack's de-partnering up with Chris at certain points. Like he's recognizing that Chris is not playing up to what we know he can normally play to. And so again, just having a bad weekend. And so there's no need to dog the guy.
Well, here's the other thing: we haven't. Some of us haven't played since
a
March.
whole bunch, which again, that's a whole nother thing. But like, there's just a way to go about it. So there is right frustration from guys who got dogged because that's
You're
not
right.
okay.
And I'm
right. But I can, on the flip side of that, I think what we've come out of the tournament recognized is I'm okay with guys being frustrated if the whole group isn't being competitive, if we go into the weekend thinking we need to be super competitive. And there was very clearly a misunderstanding a little bit of kind of what we were doing. Is that, I mean, yeah, we want to be, like we all want to be competitive, but also it doesn't ruin my day if we don't win. And I think some guys came into it like, we're going to be competitive and it's going to ruin our day if we don't win. So we need to be clear on the expectations when we go into skate. And I think that we also don't need to just dog guys.
Well, I'm telling you, and I said this to Gert. I don't think I've said this to you. It's really turned me off on hockey. I've seriously, and I talked to my friend Kendra from Ohio about this too. Like, I don't even know if I wanted to play. Like, I was like, I think I might just take some time off because I stayed back in Chicago for an extra 2 weeks, an extra week and a half. And Gert had me play with them. Goody had me play with them. Chad, all those guys, Gert said something to me. He's like, I go, Gert, man, because I had PTSD from the weekend, like from just sucking so much. I felt really bad that I sucked. I go, Gert, man, I'm sorry I missed that pass. I'm sorry. He's like, quit apologizing, man. I'm just happy to be playing with you. Who cares if you're bad? It's just good to be playing with you.
Yeah,
and I don't get that vibe down here anymore.
Well,
And it's just like, I was like, I even said, like, I don't even know if I want to play hockey anymore. Honest to God, I said that. So
that's lame. We're not going to do that.
Well, we are. We're probably going to do that.
But
take a break.
You also were told about a gajillion times that you're not going to sit on the bench. You're going to skate.
Well,
at least two of us told you repetitively, hey, you're not going to just bench yourself because we enjoy playing with you.
I got you.
I talked about this, that like you had one really weird movement in the game where you gave the puck away and it was goofy. You even tried to pass it one time where it came off your stick and the guy just skated by and picked it up, and I watched the whole thing happen, and inside I was dying laughing.
Yeah, because it's funny. Because I did it on purpose for the podcast.
Yeah, right.
But here's... But
J2, it's just a J2 moment.
But here's the thing: I bench myself knowing how important it is to
other guys,
to the other guys, and I'm doing it for the team. But then you guys pull it's Corey's last game living in Savannah.
You guys,
you agreed. You agreed with
I
him.
did not. Corey said that.
You agreed with it.
I told you. I don't ever remember agreeing with that.
And you did say I played good, though. You did say I played good.
I told you to stop doing that. That I come to these tournaments not to, again.
And Berlin
I will play with anyone.
Yeah, you will. We're just leaving it at that. We're just leaving it at that. That's the great clip. That's
1 hour and 13
Oh, it's going on a loop. It's going on a loop.
I don't care who my line mates are. I really don't. Right? I don't.
Oh, good. You're stuck with Shake and Lemon M. Shake and Lemon M. All right. Tell me. Let's say that again.
I will play. What I really mean is the guys we skate with. I will go play with Andy and Perino if that's what I am asked to go do. And I won't complain about that. I don't have any issues with that, right? I will play with you or Corey or Berlin. I don't care. I'll go play defense and play with Rob or Pack or Chris or oh, it does not matter to me, right? I just want to be able to go play hockey, have a good time with the guys we're playing with. And I'm going to make mistakes. And if a guy looks at me, Pete and I have had this relationship for a little while now, right? I remember we were in Jacksonville and Pete passed me 4 or 5 or 6, probably more than that, passes, like backdoor passes. And I either shot it into the belly of the goalie or missed the whole net. Like just things that I should have been burying, to the point where like the last couple of passes, like he was passing it, looking at me, being like, "You're just going to mess this up," and I would laugh so hard, right? And so later in that same game, we're coming down on a 2-on-0, and I crash the far side of the net, and Pete rifles a shot high and wide that buzzes right by my nose, and I'm pretty sure I peed my pants a little bit, and then we both got to the bench and we're dying laughing, right? It was a meaningless pickup or scrimmage or whatever, but like that's I'm okay with all that. Like all of that's good, and Pete can give me a hard time that I'm not going to finish if it's Pete passing to me because apparently I hate him. Like I'm good with that. Like all that's good, and we lost some of that big time at this weekend. Like it just all of a sudden got
We
to
lasted
like
in the last
mistakes.
last few.
The Alabama thing had it, but again, you and I have talked about that. I think that just got taken way, way too seriously. And so it became a we can beat these kids type thing. And we were like, it should have never been that in the first place. And we've talked about that. This was the first like beer league tournament where we normally have like we can laugh and joke and cut up about stuff and all, that it just didn't feel like we could do that. And so that's a tone and a theme that we don't want to repeat. So we want to make sure that that changes going forward. So it's changed how, and this is what I was talking about earlier, it's changed how you and I view what we're going to do for divisions. It's not about like, oh, we got to get the best guys, or like, oh, we got to properly division them. You and I talked about part of the format of what we want to do for the Dump and Skate tournament series stuff is we want to have a competitive bracket where guys that want to be competitive can play in that competitive bracket. But we also want to have a bracket where people that want to have fun can just go travel and have fun. They can skate and play hockey. And yeah, there's a winner and there's a loser. But the end goal of that division is that like, hey, you get to play hockey with your friends, irregardless of the outcome. Like you get to travel with your buddies and play hockey. We want to do it so that it markets it to lower level players who might not get to travel because they probably wouldn't get asked to travel and go play unless there's like, oh, is there a D division or whatever? Like, no, there's not. But this division is designed to be that. Like this bracket is designed
Like
to
hockey
be
is for everyone division.
There you go. Yeah. And so God, I don't want to call it that so badly, but that's probably like the best name for it. But yeah, and so
And I'm the sexual harassment guy. You just don't want to say hockey is for everyone because you don't want a bunch
it's
of
not
lady
that.
boys. You don't want a bunch of lady boys playing. I do.
So we say all this to say there was 100% tension in the locker room. It was super uncomfortable. I feel like we got to some decent resolution afterwards just because we kind of had some conversations. Like I called Rob, talked with Rob. I got from Rob a little better feel from what was, kind of going on, primarily kind of like from Perino's side of things. Like Perino's a guy that has feelings too, just like you're a guy that has feelings. And people on both sides of tension can get their feelings hurt, right? And so you and I talked about that. I was like, I can understand a little bit of where he's coming from. Rob could 100% understand what was going on with you and how you were receiving and perceiving things. And so I felt like, all right, hey, look, at least we have a baseline understanding of where everybody's standing at, right? I told you, like, I think the best thing to do is grab Perino at some point, be like, hey, look, man, let's just have some sort of a reset. Like, clearly we don't want to keep rolling with a whole bunch of tension. I'm sure you're going to take that advice and be like, forget that. Look at this fat walrus footed MF. Like,
Mike's going, can't hear you.
yeah, right. So, what an idiot. So, yeah. But like I said, it was uncomfortable, but I think we have a good feel of what to do going forward.
Again, like I said last podcast, we learned a lot from that last tournament, inside and outside of the rink, and how to make things enjoyable for not just other players but for everybody. And
Yes.
that is something that's important to me. So not so much to you. So you just want to win with your southern friends.
You're
your
either
northern
first or
friends.
last. Either first or last.
I'll be first in the last division.
You'll be first, last,
Yeah.
first, whatever.
Look, I've won
All the
so many
things.
men's league championships. I don't even
There we
care
go.
anymore.
Humble
Yep.
brag.
Yeah, I don't even care
Humble
anymore.
brag.
And
Next
you
time
know,
we
it's
get together, put all of your medals around your neck at one time, so you could look like Mr. T of
I
the
hate to
beer
say
league
this,
hockey
and I don't
world.
want to. I don't want to sound like I play in the Fed or anything like that. But I
You
gave them
can't
all
wear
to.
them all at one time.
No, they're in the Hockey Hall of
Oh, you
Fame.
signed them
Honestly,
and gave them to little kids?
no. Yeah, jersey's too tight. Gave it away. No, it's because I. Some people wanted to like give away autographed mini sticks. I'm giving away my autograph medals.
Medals, yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice. Good for you.
I guess once you guys start winning, you'll know what it just gets old, and then losing is a lot more fun.
You're in that season of life. You're like, I know
Yeah.
what it is to be a winner. I just want to feel what it is to be a
I've
loser for
won.
a
I've
while.
won. I can honestly say I've won championships in every decade of my men's league life. My 20s, my 30s, my 40s.
You
I'm
haven't
starting
won
my
one yet
50s.
in your 50s. You
Well,
haven't
give
won
me.
one yet.
It's because Ponton's not on my team.
He was on your team this weekend. What happened?
But it wasn't like a beer league, or it was a beer league tournament, but not my men's league. So
It's fair.
yeah.
So you don't win tournament medals. You just win
No, I
league
just won
medals.
like league men's league championships.
Not even a real
So
win then. It's
why
not
not?
even a real W.
Why not? I
It's not
led the team.
tournaments. It's not tournaments. Doesn't count.
Then I can honestly say I've never won a men's league tournament ever.
Have you really?
I've never have.
You know that somebody sitting somewhere like, I believe it, like totally.
Well, yeah. Look at your skate play. Well, I'll tell you what, and I'll tell you what. I just love people that dog me and tell me that I'm dead weight and everything like that. I can't wait to run over you with a car and see how you play and see how you guys play in a few years after that.
We're gonna get the new rink open, and Abdu's gonna spend the first month
Oh.
sitting in his car in the parking lot, just
Playing
waiting for people to
Frogger,
come out
yeah,
and trying to squish them.
yep.
Right
Eh,
after he skates on the ice in the co-ed league and starts pulling all the girls' hair that are playing.
I'm gonna run over you guys with a car, and then, also tell me how many bodybuilding competitions you guys won. Humble brag.
I love this.
You know,
Not
you guys.
announcing.
I'll tell you what. You guys dog me, but you guys call me up for advice on how to do workouts that you never do, or you tell me something's wrong with your quad and you don't listen to me at all. So look, you guys need me more than I need you.
It wasn't black and blue when we first talked, okay?
No, I wasn't even
Look that
talking
way.
about you.
I
wasn't
know
even
what you were doing. I'm deflecting a little here.
All right. Well, you know what?
Oh man.
Yeah.
So that was the drama.
And look, it's not like I hate Perrine. I don't hate. Okay, there's some people I do hate, but I don't hate the guy. We just we're like oil and vinegar.
You just butt heads.
Yeah, like the tip of the head.
There we
is what
go.
But yeah,
There we go.
I mean, we do have the same we have a little bit of the same dick humor, but I think that's all we have in common. His feet are way bigger than mine.
He has a tattoo.
Yeah, it says friend's name or something like that. I don't have any friend's name on me. Let's see. All in all, as much as I make like ladyboy jokes, we do find girls somewhat attractive. Let's see. We enjoy sushi.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. We enjoy a good cooch meal, free meal. Shout out Nobu. Let's see.
Pineapple.
We both love the game of hockey,
It's fair.
and we both can play from the red line into the offensive zone really well.
You both
All right.
love playing at the
Yes.
opponent's blue line. Yeah.
We can both miss a good breakaway. That's happened to us both a few times.
Basically like the same guy, just 25 years apart.
Yeah, pretty much. I would show up to a surprise birthday party on time, though. You know. All right. But we have that in common.
It's perfect. Yeah, I don't hate any of the guys on the roster. I think there was just a lot of frustrations with some behaviors that weekend. That to me, that's it. And I know it's a little deeper with you, specifically with Perino, but I appreciate everything you just said there. Like, you don't hate the guy. Like, you guys have just butted heads on some things where you just don't like some of the behaviors and mannerisms and things like that. And I can't fault you for that. Like, I can tolerate a lot of stuff with a lot of guys that just kind of, I let it roll off my back. Not everybody can do that, and I can appreciate and understand that too. So I'm also very well known as the team
Dad, man, keep the peace.
Yeah, there you go. The team mediator, right?
Keep the peace.
So I want everybody to get along, hold hands, sing Kumbaya, and generally just not.
You're not a grudge holder.
I try not to be. I feel like the better thing to do is to get that stuff
It's so
out behind us.
You got to work on your immaturity. Yeah, you got to work on your immaturity.
Such a grown-up thing to do, Holland. Knock it off already. So, anyways, all right. So you guys have heard about it. Now you know. Like I said, we felt like we wouldn't be on brand if we didn't talk about it a little bit. So we've talked about it a little bit. So give us a shout. Let us, or in the comments, whatever. Let us know what you think about all this. If you've ever had a teammate that you also couldn't get along with, or felt whatever, or decided you need to scream at him in the
tag them
room.
in the comments.
Tag them in the comments. Let's see how that goes. Oh man, that'd be hilarious.
Shout out Lemon M.
So, guys, we appreciate you. We do have hockey coming soon. The kids are going to be on in the new ice the end of this month, and then the adults should be following hopefully soon thereafter.
GSU is playing this weekend, and they got their first practice coming up on the 31st. We got some tourney locations that we're working on, and please stay tuned for that. We're going to have some local ones. We're looking for the one, where did Rob say? Afghanistan. Where was that one that he said?
I don't remember. Remember. It was somewhere. It was crazy.
Yeah, he's like, oh, Istanbul. He was like, hey guys, we got Istanbul. Istanbul.
Instant bowl. Is that what you're saying?
I'm gonna have to take it. Instant bowl.
Yeah, Abdu and I have been working hard behind the scenes, and like I said, taking a lot of what we learned from the tournament, trying to kind of build out what it looks like for us to really kind of make this a nice thing, and get it rolling. So we've been talking. I got some great ideas. Hoping in the next month or so that we got some great announcements for you guys on what it's going to look like.
$8,000 a person
coming summer. Got to retire somehow. So yeah, what it's going to look like for this coming summer. We're excited about the format that we're moving towards. We're excited about all of it. So we're hoping that it broadens who we're getting to participate in things. Because again, I joked a minute ago about the division, but we do love the fact that hockey is a big community, that it does reach everyone. I think that was the coolest thing about being back in Chicago and meeting the girls from Minnesota, and just kind of all the different backgrounds that they represented and where they were from and all. And so it's really cool. And I think we even told them, like, hey, it's just so cool that like hockey is this just like giant extended family. And so we want our tournament series to be all about that. And so we're excited about that. We're excited about what's coming. We'll have all that stuff to you guys hopefully in the very, very, very near future.
Yeah, we're going to do an outdoor tournament in Englewood. We're going to do it in Englewood. First game's at 10 p.m. Game's 10
ball hockey tournament.
No, outdoor in the wintertime.
In sneakers.
Yeah, 10 p.m.'s the first one. Last game's around 1 or 2.
First game starts at 10 and ends at 10.
And I'm just telling you, jersey colors are either blue, green, or red.
And gold.
And gold.
Is there the Latin Kings?
Oh, okay. And then for the people traveling from the Savannah area, all white. So
we've got special helmets for you.
Instead of a bubble, it's just a hood. So
on that note, we're going to get out of here. Oh, man. We love you guys. Appreciate you listening and watching. See you next time. Peace.
Bye, bitches.